Yes, I think so, yeah. What's your name again?
Richard.
Richard. Yeah, thank you for your words, for compliments. Thank you very much. I don't think I fully deserve them, but I appreciate that. To your question, very good question as well, is of course, you touched a very important point, not only for our bid, but also for the Olympic movement as a whole thing. Right? The Olympic movement is very leaning today into sustaining sustainable games, but also looking on within the sustainability of the Olympic movement growth. It is to sustain that within the youth, right, within the kids. That's why, for example, London campaign was so successfully, say, perceived or claimed in the end, because they brought the youth into the center of their motive. So in our case, we have that, but it aims as well with the social change, social urban infrastructure change of the whole city, and actually with this new concept of bringing the games to a new destiny and bringing back again the self-esteem of the Brazilian people and the South American people, right, up again, right? So, but I think that to your point, the games are indeed very big. Right? So we're talking this $2.8 billion. They are destined just for a small piece of the games. Right? The games are much, much, much bigger than that. And what we address within our dossiers is a very small part of what can be done actually. And I think that initiatives like that here can bring into the picture new programs that can be implemented not only by the organizing committee, by the governments, by the NGOs, by whoever actually step up to drive it through forward. Initiative that can involve language or acquaintance with kids in social privileged communities or any kind of initiatives. That's part of the beauty of the games, right? So it accommodates almost all initiatives in it, right? Being socially bonding or, let's say, youth or whatever. I mean, sky is the limit.
Yes, hi. Like earlier, my name is Kio. Let me first add some compliments to the compliment that you already got from Renata and from Richard. I think it was a very inspiring presentation, and I especially like the finishing touch also with the videos. I was really like, Rio, yes, I'm not a Brazilian, can you imagine? So, I also represent a translation company, but it's actually a non-translation question for either one of you. Is, as you, Celso, sorry, you were also mentioning in your presentation that, these major events like, for example, the Olympic Games are catalysts for economic growth. And also that, it's also catalyst for, building on the infrastructure. I was wondering, with regards to infrastructure, are there any provisions, or are you also talking in this whole organizing phase with, let's say, healthcare organizations? Are you also making part of the activities to look at how you're going to build up the whole healthcare, first aid organization around the games? I mean, not only on site maybe because accidents happen, but also talking to hospitals, clinics, how you can offer first aid services there.
I will readdress the question to Techima. I would assume I know part of the answer, but I'm sure he knows all the answer about the structure of the health structure of the Olympic Games, and I can talk about other major events.
It's funny you're coming with this question. Yesterday evening we received the report from IOC. We're going to have the first coordination commission visit from IOC now on May 18th. And they sent us up front the report, right, the progress report for us to answer. And I received that yesterday evening. And one of the tabs out of, I would say that 18 or 15 tabs more or less is healthcare. It's definitely one of the boxes that we have. Just the side of language services. But healthcare is definitely very, very important. Includes doping control and other stuff. So there's a lot of attention to this area. To the specific point of your question, I know that's not connected to language services or something associated to that, but there might be something I don't know the specifics. But I'm sure that there are lots of opportunities as there is in several boxes. So whatever we have in terms of ideas, just bring them over, and I'm going to be more than glad to provide you with the connections or the content learning for our people.
And now,
If you want us to stop this,
No,
let's
no,
go. Healthcare and health itself, it's a very sensitive issue for any sports event, major event actually. I will point out two examples to make to reconfirm my point. We had a large organization sponsoring the Pan American Games. It's called Golden Cross. Golden Cross is a health insurance organization, and they carry all the medical services for the Pan American Games. They were not interested, for their reasons, to continue for the Pan American Games. So we had to use the regular city structure for the Pan American Games. And unfortunately, one big one, table tennis player from Argentina had a stroke and he died. And this issue had so much impact in the news. It was not a lack of attention. They did what they could, but he died. And it's very, very sensitive. My company runs the Rio Marathon, which we hope will soon be one of the most important in the world. At least we are working hard for it. And Chicago, that's one of the top 5 marathons. They had a very warm year, I think 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh, last year? The 2 guys died?
Yeah, but
last year?
No, I think it's 2 years ago. Yeah. From one side, I should say so, the Rio big campaign celebrated this problem. But for Chicago was a very, very bad publicity. They were not able to take care of people. They are running. It's just because it's 5 degrees warmer than it should be. And so health issues are very, very important to major events. And if I can help you with some other context, President Techima,
there's one more question, and we have to stop. Yes.
I also enjoyed your presentation. My name is Art. I actually had 2 questions. Is that all right? First one's a practical question, and that is, in this huge process that you've outlined and described, many times there's a formal bid process that you go about when you're going after major components in this infrastructure. Maybe a case in point is in your communications area, you might be talking to Avaya and Cisco and all these companies. Is this something that's readily available to the translation community? Is this posted as to who bidders are that are involved in these types of situations so they can make those kind of connections? That would be the first question. And then the second question is a little bit different. What is the committee doing about, or how is it employing social media as part of its, and are there any translation opportunities in employing social media in the Olympics?
Right. The first part of your question is that I think that one important point for us to mention here is that the games, everything within the games